Hello and welcome to episode 13 of my Minecraft Feed the Beast monster tutorial let's play series. This episode is going to be on us making a great leap with a few thermal expansion machines. Before that though, however, I want to show you the changes that I've made. So in the last episode, remember, we made the core of our ME network. We basically made a controller and a crafting terminal, and you can see that I have been filling up the ME network with lots and lots of different things. And if we take a look, you can see that in the ME drives I've now got six drives, all of 64K, and I'm keeping a little bit ahead of filling it up. Anyway, as you can see around, I've started to actually make the base look a little nicer. I haven't done a great deal. I'm getting there a bit at a time, slowly but surely. Over here, remember, was that messy power system that I had for the tree farm. Notice as well that we don't hear the trees being chopped down all loudly. Oh, let's sleep. I don't want a something blowing me up mid talking to you. So yeah, notice that it's all been moved, and slowly I am changing the floor to marble because I think marble looks much nicer, and I was experimenting, and I think marble floors and ceilings and basalt walls is a nice combination. So there we are. I'm slowly improving the looks of the base. Now, where did I put the tree farm power? So I put that down here. So now you can see that this is where my tree farm is. Now this power here, if I can just show you, these 5 steam dynamos, the power for them goes to this hardened energy cell, and this power, the only thing that this is powering up, this little set of 5 steam dynamos, is the furnaces and the planter and harvester for the tree farm. That's all it's responsible for powering. If we come over here, you will see that I've run my pipes. I want you to be able to see clearly how I've done this, for those of you that would wish to duplicate what I've done. So as before, I showed you running the iron pipes out the back of the redstone furnaces ensures that when the charcoal comes out the redstone furnace, it can only travel this direction, because you use your spanners to make the space appear on this side of the iron pipe. So they're going along here, up here, and then I use insertion pipes on top of the hoppers and just cobblestone pipes between that. So there we are, and that's the first bit. That's what that powers up, the tree farm and the furnaces. Then the pipes come along here, same pipes I'm using, same setup. These steam dynamos, again 5 of them. What these are responsible for solely, they go to this hardened energy cell, and that powers my ME network. That's all this is responsible for. Now as my ME network gets bigger and needs to draw more power, then I can simply attach 5 more steam dynamos, but I'm hoping to be on to magmatic dynamos by that point, in which case I'll only still need 5 probably. Anyway, moving on. So that's my tree farm, them steam dynamos over there, and my furnaces. This one is my ME network, and this one, you can see I've got 20 of them. What are these for? They are for my quarries, basically. At the moment I'm only running one external quarry. Okay, so there's the changes I've made. I've done this floor down here and put in 3 separate power grids. One for the tree farm, one for the ME network, one for my quarries. But I do want to make this much more powerful for my quarries. But at the moment it's sufficient running off of steam dynamos, my quarry. Okay, so this episode I said is going to be about thermal expansion. So let's start then. Okay, so starting on thermal expansion, this is going to give us a huge technological leap. I mean, really, seriously. Now, if we go into here, the machines that we will be making is an induction smelter, a magma crucible, and a fluid transposer. To make the induction smelter, same as we was making previously with our tree farm, as in a machine frame, 2 copper gears, redstone reception coil, invert ingots, and a bucket. So that gets us the induction smelter. So we'll grab that. Next, we will make the magma crucible, which is same copper gears, same reception coil, same machine frame, a leadstone energy cell which we made previously, and a new item which is the nether bricks. The nether bricks are made using four of these nether. They are called exactly the same. These nether bricks are made by just putting netherrack into a furnace. That will turn them into nether bricks, and then 4 of them makes a bigger nether brick, which then you can use for making your magma crucible. So we'll grab one of them. Okay, lastly, fluid transposer. To create one of them, same items as before, as you can see there. So we'll grab one of them. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, moving on. We also need to upgrade our power, because at the moment 400 RF through the current hardened energy cells is no good. What we want is 2000 RF. So in order to achieve that, we first need to make a redstone energy cell frame. Okay, you make a frame by using 4 electrum ingots. Remember, electrum ingots are silver dust and gold dust. Combine them together gives you electrum blend. Put them in a furnace gives you an electrum ingot. So that's the ingots. Diamonds, well, you know how to get them. And hardened glass is what I am using. So how do we get hardened glass? Right, okay, to get hardened glass, okay, we will use my elevator, and down here I've prepared a spot for these machines. So the first one we want is the induction smelter. We will put that down there. Okay, notice the power feeding in because I've put a power line underneath the floor, which looks much nicer. Okay, the first thing I want to find is a chest. What did I do with the chests? It's not so bad now. There we go. Excellent. Right, okay, so we'll put a chest down because we don't want stuff staying in it. We want it feeding out. Okay, to make hardened glass, excuse me, sorry. I need to keep clearing my throat. To make hardened glass, we are going to need, if I can find it, see, the pockets fill up so quickly, that's why I have to keep making sure I'm emptying them. Okay, we're going to need pulverized obsidian and pulverized lead. So once you've placed your induction smelter, right click, and the pulverized obsidian goes in the left and the pulverized lead goes in the right. As soon as you place them both like so, it will start to create hardened glass. Notice it uses much more pulverized obsidian. So it's using 1 piece of pulverized lead, and it's using, let's check on this next round, 8 pulverized obsidian. So there we are. They're very easy to get now. You know, with your quarry, that will get you your obsidian if you do a quarry with water in it. So there you go, I'll put them in there. That's how we get the hardened glass. Don't worry, I will show about the elevator in a moment. Okay, so moving on. So that's how you get your hardened glass. That gets you your energy cell frame, which you can see there. Okay, next, while we're at it, we want to make redstone energy conduit, which we're going to need for our cabling. 2 electrum ingots and a hardened glass again is what I'm using. That will get us 6 of them. So there we go. So right, what do we do with the empty cell and the empty conduits? Well, let's show you. Okay, so for these, what we've got to do is go back downstairs and place our next machine, which is the Magma Crucible. Okay, now what we want to do is make sure it's outputting to the right. So that is set perfectly. If we come around here, we can see it's going to output to this side, which is exactly what we want. Now basically what we're going to do, what you do is you can put materials into here and it will break them down into liquid form. Once they're broken down into liquid form, you then want to put your fluid transposer right next to it, and then that way the liquid will transfer into the tank of your fluid transposer. And so that leads us to what do we do with these energy cell frame and the redstone energy conduit. Let's do the frame first. Now if we press the R key on this, it shows us how to create. If we press the U key, it then tells us how much material it is that we've got, that it will take to fill it up. So it's going to be, we need to use redstone, destabilized redstone, to fill this up, and we need 4,000 megabuckets of it. So okay, to make sense of that then, so we'll put the frame in there. Now what we need is redstone, so let's go over here and grab a load of redstone. Now let's grab a couple of stacks so you won't want to keep watching me walk back and forth. Okay, so we come to the Magma Crucible. Let's just put 1 in and see how much we get. That's strange. I'm sure that just went through. Yeah, so it gives us 100. So if it takes 4,000 to fill this up, then that's going to be 39 more we need. Ooh. So we want 39 more. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Okay, that should be enough. Let's watch the process. So that redstone's now going to go through the Magma Crucible, be turned into destabilized redstone. This should get to 4,000 megabuckets and then fill up our energy cell frame. It's nice being able to work out exactly how much you need, because you don't want leftover liquids. You can put them in a bucket, leftover liquids, but that can be a pain, so it's best just to work out exactly how much fluid it requires. Remember, in the recipe it does tell you exactly how much you need. Okay, and there we go. Remember, it's not a speed of light thing, it's not going to shoot across. Be patient. As soon as it's got to 4,000, you can see it started to fill this up. And once it gets all the way over, there you go. We now have a full redstone energy cell frame. Okay, next let's look at the redstone energy conduit. So if we go to recipe, and then if we do the U key, or I could have simply just done the U key actually, you can see to fill one of these up it will take 200 megabuckets. So that is just 2. So if we go to the Magma Crucible, and if I drop just 2 in, go to the fluid transposer, put them in there, you'll see it's filled 1 up. And there we go. Now if I hold shift, you can see now that this is going to use 10,000 RF. Now this is starting to get really cool, because that is either a load of steam dynamos or some magma dynamos. Anyway, so it's starting to get really cool. Let's grab this stuff out. I don't want to leave anything in them. So that is how we create the redstone energy conduits and the redstone energy cell frame full. And why was we doing that? Right, let's go back upstairs. Okay, so we was on the first one. So that gets us the redstone energy cell full filled up. Which now, if we look at the redstone energy cell, which is what we want, you can see we need a full redstone energy frame, which now I've got 3, so I can create 3 of them. So in order to make this, you need 3 electrum ingots. Remember, gold and silver dust. Mix them together, makes electrum blend, put them in the furnace, that gets you your ingots. You now know how to get that. 2 lead ingots and a redstone conductance coil, which I've shown you previously. That then gets us a redstone energy cell. Now if we do shift on that, you can see it can send and receive 2000 RF, which is a lot better than the current 400 or RF. So a great leap in power. Right, okay, let's put them back in there. And these 2 I'll keep on me. Right, okay, moving on. So that's all the items in there. That's the first set of machines that you're going to need to make. The last thing I haven't shown you is the pyrothean dust. To create pyrothean dust, which we're going to need with the next bench we move on to, is simply redstone, blaze powder, which you find in the open deserts, pulverized coal. Now when you pulverize coal, it will randomly create sulfur, so that gets you the 4 components to make pyrothean dust. Okay, so once you've got your pyrothean dust, moving on, now we're at the next set of thermal expansion machine that we need, if you can call it a machine. Well, it's a Tesseract. Anyway, starting off with ender pearls. Now if you like me, yes, enderman hunting can be fun to start with, but once you've hunted 100 or 1,000 of them, it starts to get a little monotonous, especially as they only appear at night, and there's no problem with killing them. Obviously, practice makes perfect. Eventually we're going to do a mob spawner so we can just spawn them, but for now we choose an easier path for getting our ender pearls. Portal gun, the mod that's installed, gives us a nice easy way of creating ender pearls. Of course we'll have to go kill an enderman to get our first ender pearl, but once you do, to create ender pearls we will put ender pearl dust into this box. To create ender pearl dust, you use 1 ender pearl and 1 mimicite. Okay, that gets you 16 ender pearl dust. When you've got your first 16 ender pearl dust, you just put it in every box. That then gets you an ender pearl. Notice it only uses 9 of the dust, leaving you 7 left. So you crush that ender pearl into more dust. That then gets you 2 ender pearls, and before you know it, you can start to get quite a few ender pearls. Okay, so that's that. Easy, you're saying? Yes. Moving on, next we need Enderium blend. To get Enderium blend, you need 3 pulverized tin and 1 pulverized platinum ore. The platinum ore, when it's put through the pulverizer, turns into pulverized shiny metal, but that is platinum ore. Okay, we also need resonant ender bucket. Okay, so let's make this. So with the resonant ender bucket, okay, if I do the U key, you will see there we go, that's what I wanted, but I wanted to show us exactly how much we need, not that it's going to. Okay, right. Okay, to create the resonant ender bucket, what we have to do is grab 4 ender pearls. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want to run out of ender pearls, is let's create some more dust. Let's create some more ender pearls. Okay, that's the 4 ender pearls I need. Great. Okay, let's come out of there. Let's find my bucket. Oh, there's the bucket. Okay, let's go downstairs. Let's go over to, you guessed it, the Magma Crucible. We will throw in the 4 ender pearls. We will go to here, put our bucket in. 4 ender pearls will fill up our bucket. So 1,000 mega buckets of ender, resident destabilized ender, gets you your resident ender bucket. So there you are. You know how to do that. Let's go back up. Okay, moving on. So you know how to get that now. That was to create our Enderium blend. Okay, so to create 4 of them, like I say, pulverized tin, platinum, dust, and the bucket. Let's grab 4. Notice it used up one of the buckets, which is good. Okay, now what we need to do is put the Enderium blend into a furnace. So if I come over here to the furnace, put that in there. Okay, I don't like that. Just, oh, there it is. Oh no, that is a mistake. Me bad. Sorry, that's not how you create it. Remember that Pyrothean dust that we had earlier? Let's see, where am I going wrong here? So, yeah, we need the induction smelter. So we need to make some Pyrothean dust. Let's grab that. Need 2 of them. Go downstairs. Go back to our induction smelter. Take out the pulverized lead and hardened iron. Right, you put the Pyrothean dust on the left and the Enderium blend on the right. That now will create us our Enderium ingots. Okay, so if we go to here, let's put that in there. Okay, why is it not coming out? Alright, I don't want to come out, fine. That might be because the back. No, not that one. That one. That's the one I want. And put it to that. Now it should come out the back. Yeah, there you go. Right, okay, so we have our Enderium ingots. Moving on. Okay, so now that we have the Enderium ingots, we move on to the Tesseract frame. To create the Tesseract frame, we need 4 Enderium ingots, which luckily we just got, 4 hardened glass, which we've got, and a diamond. That gives us our Tesseract empty frame. Okay, now we need to fill it up. So you've guessed it, we need to now fill it up with a destabilized ender. So we're gonna need I can't remember how many ender pearls, so what I will do is create the dust first of all, then create some. Still don't think that's enough. Let's grab some more mimicite. Let's grab a stack. Put that in there. Okay, let's make a load more dust. And let's make a load more ender pearls. Right, okay, so for some reason 8 seems like the right amount to fill this up. let's do, if I do the U key over the Tesseract frame empty, let's see if it shows us. Yeah, there we go, cool. So 1000 megabuckets is what it needs to fill it. So let's go downstairs and fill it up. Okay, so let's see, what does 1 give us? I can't remember. 1 gives us 250, so that means we need 3 more. That will now fill up enough for the Tesseract frame when it gets to 1000. There we go. And there we are, it's starting to fill up. So you need 1000 megabuckets of resident ender, which is 4 ender pearls. But bearing in mind, I know that sounds expensive, but this is an awesome item. An item we simply cannot do without. So let's go back upstairs. Let's go carry on. Okay, so that gives us a Tesseract frame full. We can now make a Tesseract. Okay, but to make the Tesseract we need bronze ingots. The rest silver ingots there and there, there and there, and 4 bronze in each corner. To make bronze is 3 copper dust and 1 tin dust. That gets you 4 bronze dust, which is enough to make your Tesseract. And so let's create the Tesseract. There we go, we now have a cool Tesseract, and it is very cool. Okay, the last thing to show you in here is the elevator. The elevator is just wall around the outside and an ender pearl in the middle. You need to obviously make 2 elevators, as you can see I've done here. Now because I'm using marble for the floor, it would have been difficult to see the elevator, so I've surrounded it by basalt. That way it's easy to see. But they're very, very handy elevators. The elevators from open blocks, as you can see, and that's how you create the elevator. Okay, so we've got our Tesseract, we've got the machines downstairs, Induction Smelter, Magma Crucible and Fluid Transposer, which we needed in order to make these 2 items. That was the goal of this episode, making these 2 items. But we've not finished yet, because I thought I don't want to make it too short an episode. I want to try and fit in a bit more information. So continuing on, this is where it starts to get very, very cool. Well, it got very cool as soon as we made our first Tesseract. It got very cool as soon as we boosted our power by, I don't know how many fold, I mean much more than 10-fold, from 400 RF to 2000 anyway. So we've boosted our power, we've enabled ourselves now to dispense with loads of pipes and be able to transport liquids, power and items across worlds. And now we're going to look at how we can get rid of loads of ugly piping and use our ME network. So we're going to advance our ME network a bit. And I wanted to show you something, because I'm not sure how many of you out there know the difference between a basic import bus and a precision import bus. Now I'm not rushing, I do not want to rush through applied energistics. I want to make sure that everyone watching my episodes has a fully comprehensive understanding of all the components of the ME system, the applied energistics mod. That way you can build some beautiful, wonderful items. So let's look at the basic import bus and the precision import bus. In order to make the basic import bus, you need an ME interface. The ME interface is iron in each corner, glass, an ME cable, which I've shown you how to make previously, and a conversion matrix. Now, just to save you having to go back an episode to see the conversion matrix, that's how you make a conversion matrix. 2 flux dust, nether quartz, iron, Certus quartz and a basic processor. The flux dust, remember, is just nether quartz dust, Certus quartz dust and redstone. So that's how you get your conversion matrix. Okay, so and that's then how you make the ME interface. Okay, that's the 30 minutes, but I'm just nearly there. Next, the ME basic import bus. To make that, sticky piston, 2 iron, ME interface and ME cable. The sticky piston is just raw rubber, which we get from the rubber trees, and a piston. Okay, so that makes you your basic import bus. So I want I want one of them. Okay, the next is the ME precision import bus, which is a basic processor and your basic import bus. I'm not going to make one of these because I've got one already, but let's show you the difference between the two so you are left in no doubt. Okay, we'll go downstairs. We'll come over here into this next room where I've sneakily got a quarry going because I wanted to demonstrate this to you. Right, this is an ME precision import bus that's attached. Okay, notice chest is empty. Let's remove it. Okay, now if we look at the chest, you can see it's filling up from the quarry. I've got just one single quarry running and it's going to fill up this chest rather quickly. Now in the old days we'd have to attach loads of pipes, making it all messy like this, and so it'd be making a right royal mess. We don't want that, so we use our Applied Energistics mod because it's a beautiful mod. Now what's the difference between the basic import bus and the precision? Let's attach the basic first of all. So we put the basic onto the chest like so. Notice you can't right click on it. You cannot interact with it at all. If we look at the chest, well, we can see it's withdrawing items one at a time. That is no good to man or beast. That may be handy for something like for a steam dynamo for putting charcoal into it, if you wanted to do that. But for removing items from a chest, it's no good. It can't keep up. So what we do, we'll remove the basic. We will now put on a precision import bus. Okay, now if I look at that. Now why is it doing it that quickly? If I right click on the precision import bus, here's why. We can have either moving single items at a time, which is what the basic import bus does. If we left click this once, now that's its default state by the way. When you first attach one, it will by default be moving single items. Remember that because you don't want your chests overfilling. Left click, it changes it to move stacks of items at a time. You can also filter what items it will pull in, or if it's an export, pull out. So that's also very useful for if you only want to pull certain items out, then that's how you can do it. But that's the important thing I wanted to show you, doing a stack at a time. So there we are. That's the difference between a basic import bus and a precision import bus. I hope that that made sense to you. Okay, now the next episode we're going to have some fun because now we have access to Tesseracts. So what I'm going to demonstrate in the next episode is the simpleness of us placing a quarry. We're going to place a lava pump in the Nether, and for the first time you're going to see a lunatic, how a lunatic quarries the Nether. And that is, my friends, in the next episode. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. And don't worry, I am going to show you exactly how to use these Tesseracts to the best of their uses. Goodbye.